Hi everyone, Father Lamb here. It's Wednesday, February 9th. And today we're still going along with the Our Father, and today's phrase that we'll be looking at is, give us this day our daily bread. There's a lot of different ways of interpreting this or different insights we can get into this line, but when I hear that, give us this day our daily bread, it sounds kind of redundant. This day, our daily bread, like aren't we saying the same thing? Well, not exactly. Our daily bread really can be translated as our daily sustenance. That God gives us everything we need, physically, the physical bread we need, food, shelter, and clothing, and He also gives us the spiritual nourishment we need. And in His real presence, of course, the Eucharist. So what we're really saying is, give us today, this day, our daily sustenance. And it really comes down to trusting God. That's really what it comes down to. They trust Him one day at a time, that God's going to give us what we need. He's going to give us our daily sustenance. Food for our bodies, but also food for our spirits. The spiritual nourishment that we all need. The graces that we need each and every day to carry on our Christian lives. In a way, it harkens back to the Israelites of the Old Testament. Remember when they finally got out of slavery in Egypt? They've been there for years and they're wandering in the desert. They're free, but they just start complaining. What are they complaining about? This wretched food. They didn't like the food they were eating. They started complaining. They even said it would be better if we were back in the desert, or excuse me, back out of the desert, back, being enslaved, but that's not true. So what's it all about? Well, God took care of their needs. Remember, He brought the manna each morning that they would eat every morning. It's like a dew, and it was called hoarfrost, I believe, where it was like a bread that came right on the earth, and they could eat it that day. You couldn't wait till the next day because it would spoil, wouldn't taste good the next day. And you couldn't obviously get it a day ahead of time. So every day, the Israelites trusted that when they woke up, the manna would be there for them, their daily sustenance. And that's really a beautiful thing to think about, that God gives us enough just for today. We try to hoard things for later. It doesn't always work. You think of the parable that Jesus told. Remember when the man did very well on his farm, he got all this extra grain. Oh, what am I going to do? I know what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns. I'll build bigger ones. We'll fill those barns up and I'll be set for years. Eat, drink, and be merry. And Jesus said in the parable, you fool, your very life will be required of you this night. And where will all this piled up wealth of yours go? So when we talk about trusting God with our daily sustenance, our daily bread, we're talking about trust. And we're also talking about letting go of greed. God's going to take care of us. It's going to be okay. Like my old friend used to always say, Father, I'm not a rich man, but I have enough. I have enough. And if we really look at our lives deeply, that is the truth. We all have enough. God takes care of all of our needs. He doesn't necessarily take care of all of our wants, because we constantly want. I want to build up more. I want to have security in the future. And God's saying, trust me right now in this present moment, and I will take care of you. We have enough for today. Don't worry about tomorrow. It's okay to plan ahead, but we need to live in the present moment. I was just talking a couple of days ago with a niece of mine, and she's pregnant. They're pregnant. She and her husband. They're very excited. And I was talking with her, and it's really neat to hear a young couple so excited about this new baby coming along. At this point, she doesn't know it's a boy or a girl. She's doing a few months or whatever. And I said, how are you feeling? And she said, I'm really excited. But she said, Michael, her husband, she said, he's really nervous, And I get that. I'd be nervous too, And we were laughing because he's a financial man, works in the financial business, and he has a college fund all set up for this kid already. And that's great, And I was laughing because my own father, I know, would worry about those things. He had 9 children. And when a child was born, he'd be worried about getting them through college, So every time I had a kid, oh my God, how are we going to get it through college? And we're 18 years ahead of ourselves, It's okay to plan, but we got to trust God in the present moment and just enjoy what's in front of us. And when you really look at it, we have enough. Give us this day our daily bread, Some of the happiest people I know are people who are okay with what they have. They're not constantly trying to run after more and more and more. They're living in the present moment, and they're grateful to God, and they're at peace. And isn't that what we want? We're constantly running after more like the greed we can get into so easily. And maybe it's not always greed, maybe it's security. I want to be okay tomorrow and the next day and the next day. We cause ourselves undue anxiety. We have to trust God. He's with us today. He'll be here tomorrow. He'll be here 18 years from now when we need him. When we can say from our heart, give us this day our daily bread, then we really know in our heart that we have enough. God has given us everything we need. Lord, give us this day our daily bread and help us to trust you in everything. God bless you.